Emmanuel Macron on May 7, 2017 French presidential election triggered a new wave of political awakening among many young Nigerians. Macron, who defied all odds to become the youngest president of France at the youthful age of 39, and whom many now see as the new face of possibilities, instantly become a source of inspiration for the youth of Nigerians, pouring in than a new consciousness that with the right political mobilization and action, they can take charge of government and redeem their country. Many young Nigerians on conventional and social media seems to have suddenly realized that their country for far too long has been run by older generation who lack the 21st century leadership foresight the country desperately needs. It is on this basis to redeem the country that the Chief Executive Officer of Ben Television, Ali Shoyede, on May 7th officially declared to run in the 2019 presidential election, assuring that he is the right replacement for the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari and to instill transparency and accountability in the country. With optimism, Ali Shoyede is better prepared to take Nigeria out of the wood.
It is a honor as well for me to be here to even dream that I want to contest for the highest office of my dear, beloved, great country. Nigeria, great people, wonderful country. More than 180 million of us. There is no doubt whatsoever that we are at the right time looking into the future of our dear nation. For me, as I said, this is a call to answer the yearning of the young, the youth, the elders. I have traversed the country, speaking to people, listening to their views and opinions. There are too many tremendous and golden opportunities for Nigeria. There is no doubt. There is no doubt whatsoever that Nigeria is a great country, and you are indeed great people. My standing is for the journey of 1,000 miles. You being here is to participate in the bigger project of making Nigeria better and greater. So we are all together in building the future of our great nation. Nigeria as a nation has been through a lot of trials and tribulations, the vast majority of them unnecessarily. But as they said, when we get to the crossing, we shall cross it. The calling of the youth, the calling of our elders, is that the youth should get themselves engaged in politics of this great country. And it means I and you are answering to those calls that we should join Nigerian politics.
Fondly called AS The Bridge, is the International Mentoring Commandant of Youth Advancement and Development Project, the initiator of Centenary Nigeria, agriculturist who was listed among top 100 personalities in Africa as a global brand for Nigeria.
My name is AS The Bridge. People said, why are you AS The Bridge? Why are you the bridge in this period of time? And I said in reply, for the last 20 years, the ethos of my company is bridging the gap. And anybody that knows the company knows that the ethos is bridging the gap. So I'm not making up anything. The fact is, quite a lot of people just know me as a Nigerian. Because when you ask me what state am I from, I will tell you it doesn't really matter, because I'm just a Nigerian. But because of politics of today, I have to somehow, somewhere, give the history that I am a Nigerian. And I have a local government, I have a state, I have local governments, and I have states. My parents are from the northern part of this country and the southern part of the country, so I qualify as the bridge between the north and the south. I'm really grateful for our founding fathers because they sacrificed a lot for us to be where we are today. No matter the fault, no matter how they brought us here, but they did something. They wanted to be a bridge at that period of time in the history of Nigeria. And I thank God that as I'm standing in front of you, I'm standing likewise as the bridge, and you too should stand as the bridge.
Kasim Afebua, spokesman to former military president General Ibrahim Babangida, retired, endorsed Ali Soyede as a man to be trusted in handling the affairs of the nation.
Ali Soyede came to me about a year ago and, mooted this idea of yes we can movement. We interacted, we critiqued, and in the final analysis, he said he will go ahead. I looked at the pros and cons. I looked at the financial involvement and all of that. But I am not one person who will not want to kill a dream for a friend who has been there when the going was tough for me. So I promised myself that any day he's declaring, I will personally come to make a remark. And that is why I've left every other engagement today to be physically present here to make this remark. Alisa Soyede is a great Nigerian. He is an ambassador of this country in different fora. He has been president of NIO, that is the Nigerian Diaspora Organization. He has also painstakingly nurtured a global brand, a television called Ben TV in London, and to the credit of Nigeria.
Afebua, who was invited by the Nigerian police over a statement he issued, said he will not vote President Muhammadu Buhari at 77 years old, saying the ruling party APC is not doing well and has not tailored its manifesto to deliver to Nigerians what was promised.
But I have made my intention known, both on national television and elsewhere, that my vote this time will not do for Buhari at 77 years old. I have said it loud and clear that as a young man, when we were campaigning for Buhari in 2015, we thought he would be, the best material money can buy. And we thought, as members of APC, that he will help to arrest the drift that had become Nigeria at that time. As a commissioner for information in the last government of Edo State, we went around all the 18 local governments campaigning. And we were campaigning with specific items on our manifestos. But I can stand here, to make the point, and I would like people to contradict me, that we are not doing well, and we have not tailored our manifesto to the letter to deliver to Nigerians what we did promise them. When I heard about President Buhari's re-election, I called my wife and my 2 children. I said, this is the news that we have just received. Let us criticize it. Because I like to be democratic even at the home front. And my little girl of 10 years told me, Daddy, that man is too old. I want to see a young man as president of Nigeria.
Earlier, the national coordinator, Yes Nigerian Movement, Dr. Mary Manzo, said the movement will continue in its educational series of educating voters on how to do the right thing.
In as much as we say Nigeria is a great nation, in as much as we are proud of where we are coming from, as individuals, collectively as a people, we still have a common problem. From the west, south, east, and northern part of the country, we have one common problem. And that common problem can be summarized in deficiency in governance. And time has come when we cannot and we should not continue to raise our fingers and our hands at the government and complain. What have we done right as a people to ensure that the right leaders are placed in position of authority in our nation? Have we come to that realization that we have the power, that you as a people are the government? Have we come to that realization? That is what we are saying in Yes Nigeria. Yes Nigeria has an educational series attached to her campaign. The educational series campaign attached to our campaign is simple. And if we are to tell ourselves the truth, in its simplicity, we will be able to attain the goal that each and every one of us dream in his or in her own heart.
Alice Shoyode is here to tell Nigerians the platform he will contest under even as the 2019 general election draws closer. In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
As part of the measure to address the various security challenges in Nigeria, the Senate has asked the security agencies to forward their request for special funding within 2 weeks. This was the outcome of the closed-door meeting between the Senate and the security chief, which lasted several hours and was presided over by President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki. Speaking after the meeting, the President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, said the meeting was a useful deliberation. Saraki said the lawmaker resolved that all the security agencies would get special funding, which legislature was ready to approve.
Closed committee of the whole received briefs from the Chief of Defense Staff, the Director General of the Department of State Services, representative of the Comptroller General of Immigration, Inspector General of Police, Controller General of Customs, on the proliferation of dangerous arms as part of killings by terrorists, kidnapping by hoodlums across the country. Thereafter, they answered questions from distinguished senators bordering on the security, insurgents, terrorism, kidnapping, and other top national security matters. And on the whole, we directed that on our part, certain outstanding bills or protocols that needed to be given a fast track should be addressed immediately to see that they can be passed as soon as possible in order to strengthen security architecture. Secondly, of course, we all observe the funding issue, and we also agreed that there must be made special funding, and also to give them 2 weeks for which to present their own budget on this area of special funding that we would think will go a long way to improve the security situation in the country. Of course, of great concern also was the issue of the coordination among the security agencies, and of that again we'll be looking to how through constitutional, through law passage, to see what we can do to strengthen that aspect of the security. By and large, we all are committed to ensure that this unfortunate trend of killings, we must find a way to bring an end to it. And we all agree to continue to work together, to cooperate and work very closely in order to address this issue. And we are confident that changes will begin to be seen in this area. And we have our own role to play, and they have also committed to play their own role. And we hope that over the next couple of weeks, we'll begin to take actions on some of these things that we have committed to. I thank my colleagues and all for what I felt has been a very useful deliberation, and again shows our commitment to ensuring that we do protect the life and security of life and properties of our people. I thank you. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in Committee? Thank you.
The funding, the Senate said, will help in curbing the incessant killing across Nigeria. It will also be different from the annual budget for the various agencies. From National Assembly Complex, Abuja, Nigeria. Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Where a nation's landscape is littered with the bodies of its own citizens. We are sad and fear that the clock is ticking.
You can't be killing people up and down like that. Is that good? It's not good. Your mumu don't do.
Catholic churches in Nigeria have staged nationwide protests calling on government to end indiscriminate killings of innocent citizens. The protest is first of its kind by the church in Nigeria and will be seen by observers as a sign of mounting discount over government handling of alleged killings by herdsmen and armed bandits. The action was planned to coincide with the burial of 2 Catholic priests and 17 parishioners murdered by the government on 24th April at the St. Ignatius Kwasi Parish, Mbalong, Gwa East Local Government in Benue State. Here in Abuja, the federal capital, Mass was conducted for the dead by the Auxiliary Bishop, Archdiocese of Abuja, Amsele Morin, where he advised government to find solution to the killings of innocent Nigerians, especially in Benue State.
Our total dismay at the gruesome murder of these our brothers and sisters, and of course, as with other killings around the nation, as we've always done. And we ask the leaders of our nation, when will this barbarism end? We clearly stated that we are sad, we are angry, we feel totally exposed and most vulnerable. So today, we Christians feel violated and betrayed in a nation that we all have continued to sacrifice and pray for. We collectively feel abandoned and betrayed. We are at a loss as to what excuse we can continue to give about why things are the way they are in our nation.
That the killings must stop. It is Abacha who once said that if a government sees killings going on in the nation for 48 hours and does not stop it, then government itself is involved in it. And so there is a finger pointing towards the government, because this killing has gone on for not 48 hours, not for 86 hours or 9, it has gone on for months and months. And we want these killings to come to an end. We want a stop to the killings.
Report has it that herdsmen have claimed the lives of more than 450 persons since the beginning of this year.
So we are praying for peace, as you see, as you can hear the prayers going on and the prayers which we had on this march. We are expecting that peace will come to reign in our land.
In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission says it has granted approval to 22 firms to procure and install meter for customers under the 11 distribution companies called DISCOs. A statement by the General Manager Public Affairs, Usman Abba Arabi, said no objection qualified the intended investor to participate in the meter procurement process in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. He said the regulation that enabled the new investor to finance mass metering plan for electricity user was brought into effect by NERC on April 3, 2018. It mandates the DISCOs to engage meter access provider who fund purchase, installation, and replacement of meter to meet DISCO metering obligation to their customer. The Commission says the approval was given after it had conducted the diligence on the supporting document on the application submitted by the interested investor as prescribed by the regulation. Some bandits in separate operation reportedly abducted at least 31 persons at Kwana Dutse and Labi village in Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State between Tuesday and Wednesday this week. The bandits wielding assaulted rifle and in military fatigue were said to have kidnapped the 31 persons between Tuesday and Wednesday, according to a source. On Tuesday, the local chairman of the National Union Road Transport Workers in Birnin Gwari, Malam Danladi Duniya, confirmed that 10 persons, mostly commuters traveling from the south to Kano, were abducted. Also on Wednesday, 21 passengers were abducted in Labi village along same road, the NUTRW chief said. Duniya said the incident involved commuters in a Sharon and 3 Golf brand of cars. They were waylaid by the bandits, while the people inside the 2 vehicles were whisked into the bush. Those kidnapped include both females and males and the drivers of the vehicles. They were going to Kano for various business activity. He added that the abductors stripped their victims, mostly women, naked before forcing them into the bush. The union has begun to mobilize vigilance groups to go into the forest in search of those kidnapped. He therefore called for urgent intervention from the authority concerned to rescue the victim.